All right, so with the way this is filming here, I've got a new camera that I'm using. It's the GoPro Max. And so you should be able to, if you're on a desktop, you can take your mouse and you can drag around this video and you can look 360 all the way around. Let me close this door for the wind real quick. Another thing too is that if you're on a phone, you can take your phone and move it around like this and you can do 360 all throughout the van. So what's behind us here obviously is just like the door and stuff like that. It's not that exciting, but it's kind of cool because you can like go over here and you can look at the fridge if you want. You can look this way. You don't have to look like directly onto me, so it's kind of cool in that regard. Let's see, what do we opening this video? We'll do some coffee. I need some coffee out back in. Put this over here. We'll get this out of the way. Cheese over there. Put that extra. Alright, so out here camping. It's really windy right now, so I'm actually glad that we have this van. And I wanted to bring you all in here real quick and show you what this is like. So let's do a little van tour. I mean, it's really easy to move in here. We had the hotel rooms in Denver when we were there for Sierra's surgery, but we got back up here, and I wanted to wait like one day before we picked up our truck just because I wanted to have her a place to chill out. So I made this area in here, just took the stuff out of my truck bed and threw it in here real quick. It took a total of 5 minutes, and it's just simply just the bed with the mattress that we have. And it's really nice to be able to roll up here and just have it all set up and ready to go. I mean, that's really got me thinking about getting a new rig. And I mean, I keep my truck. I love my truck and I'll have it forever because it's built out the way that I want. And it took me a long time to get it like that. But I think a new rig that's full size, and I like vintage stuff, so like maybe like an old K5 Blazer or an old Bronco or an old Scout. I was looking at this Jeep Commando that had a really cool backstory on it. And it was an old Border Patrol Commando from the 1972 when they reintroduced the third version of the Commando. But the bed in it's too narrow for me and Sierra. So if it was just me, it'd probably be okay, but I want to have something that's more comfortable for Sierra. Because as she recovers from, you know, her cancer surgery, I want to have a nice place for her to chill out and relax. Back to the truck here though, it's really easy. Like I said, we set up, just put the stuff down. Got a nice little mat here, so that's this little thing. We've got our water over here in the corner, just right up against the door, so it's really easy to just pump it up and have it be good to go. I used all the wood around here, these wood slots, for just hanging stuff, so it made it real easy to get stuff up off the ground and get it less cluttered, which is what I wanted. And then I just can't store all the oven and stuff right here, and that way it's easy to access. But it's nice having the fridge right here. I mean, heck, just pull it open, you're good to go. I thought I'd eat more if I had the fridge close to me, but I just found that I didn't, so that's a good thing. That's why I always kept my fridge in my truck cab instead of having it in the back of the camper with me. So that's good that I was able to keep that in check. I just didn't want to like devour all my food in one evening. But I love it. I mean, it's really comfortable. The thing is though, as I noticed when I got up here, this isn't a hard trail at all. And we got to one little tiny section and I totally got hung up in this van. I'm like, man, this thing just doesn't have the same capabilities as my 4x4 truck. So that's where I want to get like a 4x4 full size, and you know, I definitely trick it out with like you know, all of the capable 4x4 stuff and upgrades, and that way I can still get back to the places I like, but just have a little bit more room for me and Sierra. And she could roll in the front seat with me, which would be real nice, you know, because she seems to love when we're in the van, or when we've been rolling the van. She loves like just sitting there in the front seat and looking over at me and like being right there. And she's doing awesome after her surgery, so I'm really pleased, like really with it today. Doesn't seem to be having much pain, doesn't seem to be showing much at all. Wanted to kind of actually jog around this morning when we went on our walk, and so I had to hold her back with the leash because they don't want any strenuous exercise or running or anything like that. So but with her, she's doing awesome, and I'm really pleased that she's doing well. But back with this though, I'm just thinking, like after being in here and being able to like kind of stand up and walk around, and not fully stand up, but you know, move around with ease compared to my truck. It's got me thinking that I've kind of put myself through a bunch of torture for the last 7 years living in that small Tacoma. So, but we'll see. Like I said, I'm going to keep the Tacoma, but I'm just going to probably look at getting a different rig going forward. And at least for the meantime, while Sierra's recovering from her surgery, and then also we're going to do some chemo for the 2 spots that she has in her lung. So, you know, we're good to go there. But what I did was I set up, I've got 2 batteries in here. I've got one up in the cab area, and unfortunately this is all gated off right now. And so you could probably open it up if you want to take a bunch of screws off, but I didn't feel like doing that. So I do have to go out to get to the front of the cab to get anything. But what I have up there is just basically a box with some clothes in it, a little bit of storage, and then my Blue Eddy EB150 battery, which is powering the fridge here. And then in the back, what I have is that AC50, excuse me, the AC50 battery from Blue Eddy, and it's just got I've got the 100 watt Renogy panel outside, and it's more than sufficient to push everything in here. And it's like, it's just nice, like getting to camp and not having to set up. I mean, there's a little bit of setup, but not like with my truck. I have to deploy everything, take it out. I've done that. I mean, I think about that. So I've been on the road for almost, I mean, over 6 years, not quite 7 yet, but working on my 7th year. And I think about how many thousands of times, like it's got to be in the thousands that I've set that thing up, you know, because I don't stay at one spot for 2 weeks. I like to jam around and go to different spots, and especially that first year I was on the road, I went to, like, I don't think I ever woke up in the same spot for a full year. So I was always moving every day, and after a while you just kind of get tired of packing stuff up. And so it's nice to have this, you know, this space, but I just need to figure out good 4x4 capabilities and compromise space just a little bit more, just to make sure I have the rig that I want. So, but this is kind of it. I mean, the tour is, you can kind of see it, you know, there's no like, hey, this is how this works or anything. It's pretty basic and bare bones, but it's a nice workaround for me because, you know, when our truck got damaged on Sunday and we had to be in Denver on Monday for this, it's like, all right, I'll rent this, I'll drive to Denver, I'll pay for the extra mileage, we got the hotel rooms, we're good to go there. We came back here, let her rest for one day, and now we're picking up our truck, so it worked out great. So really pleased about that. But hope you all are liking this new video format style. I love it. I think it's going to be cool to film with this in the wintertime. Also, can't wait to get out on trails and get this thing mounted up and have it be have it record some really cool stuff. So I'll keep working with the camera and figure out the best way to shoot with it. But for right now, I'm pretty pleased with how it's coming together. And I think it's pretty cool technology. So I think now what we're going to do is we need to roll into town, drop off the van, and then pick up our truck. So we got to actually transfer everything out of here and put it in the truck, and then go drop off the U-Haul van, and then we're jamming. So I'm not sure where we're going to go. So there's actually a little bit of a colder spell coming through. Temperatures tonight are going to get down to low 40s at some of the locations I'm thinking about camping at. So I don't know where we'll go. We'll just go somewhere with the truck set up real mellow. Sierra's doing great, but I'm just going to keep her, you know, chilled out, and I'm not running around very much, and keep the cone on just for the meantime until she heals up. So thank you everybody for the well wishes. It's been awesome. So I really appreciate it. And let's go ahead and head into town now, and then we'll get to our new camp spot here in a little bit.